The flash is over. The sound has stopped. The windows are broken, the car alarms are screaming somewhere down the street, and your ears are ringing. But you're standing, you're breathing, you're alive. And here is the strange, terrible truth that almost nobody tells you about surviving a nuclear blast. That part, the part you've seen in every movie, the flash and the shockwave, that was the easy part. What decides whether you live is not the bomb. It's the 24 hours that come after it. And most people get those hours wrong. So let's do something uncomfortable, calmly, together. Let's walk through the first 24 hours of a nuclear attack, decision by decision, the way it would actually happen. Not to scare you. The opposite. Because the people who survive something like this are almost never the strongest or the fastest. They're the ones who already knew what to do, so the fear had somewhere to go. And there is one thing people do in that first hour. One instinct. And it feels like the most natural, most loving thing in the world. It's also the thing that gets them killed. We'll get to it. Keep it in the back of your mind as we go. Because here's what's actually happening in the minutes after a detonation. The blast is finished in seconds, but it has thrown an enormous cloud of dirt and debris high into the sky, and that material is now intensely radioactive. In the next several minutes, it's going to start falling back down. That's fallout. It looks like fine gray dust, like dirty snow or sand. It has no sound. It has no smell. And in those first hours, it is the most dangerous thing in the world. Your enemy is no longer the bomb. Your enemy is the dust. So the clock is running, and this is decision one. Get inside. Now. Not your car. A car is metal and glass. It stops almost none of this. You need a real building. The nearest solid one, with thick walls, ideally with a basement. Don't drive across town to a better spot. Don't go looking for the perfect shelter. According to ready.gov, the U.S. government's official preparedness program, after a detonation you'll have around 10 minutes, maybe a little more, to get inside before the fallout begins to arrive. 10 minutes. That's the whole window. So you spend it getting behind as much concrete and as many walls as you possibly can, and you do it immediately. This is where most of the thinking has to already be done, because when it's real, you won't be thinking clearly. You'll be in shock. That's why the official advice is boiled down to 3 short words, designed to survive panic. Get inside. Stay inside. Stay tuned. Say it with me, because if you forget everything else, this is the one that saves you. Get inside, stay tuned. Now you're inside, take a breath. Decision 2. If you were caught outdoors when the fallout started, you need to get the dust off you, and there's a right way to do it. The Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, says that simply taking off your outer layer of clothing can remove up to 90% of the radioactive material on you. 90% just from your coat, your top layer. So you peel it off, gently. So you don't shake the dust loose into the air, and you seal it in a bag and put it far away from where you're sheltering, ideally outside the door. Then, if you can, you wash. Shower with soap and shampoo. But here's a detail that sounds made up and isn't. Do not use conditioner. Conditioner is designed to bind to your hair, and it will bind the radioactive particles right along with it, gluing them to your head. Soap and shampoo, yes. Conditioner? No. Don't scrub your skin raw. Just rinse it clean and keep any cuts covered while you do. Let me stop for one honest question because I'm curious. Do you actually know where the safest spot in your own home is right now? Not a guess, the real one. Tell me in the comments where you'd go. Most people have never once thought about it. And that single thought, today, while everything is calm, is worth more than any gadget you could buy. Because that's decision 3. Go to the middle. The safest place in almost any building is the spot with the most stuff between you and the outside world, where the fallout is landing on the roof and the ground. That means the basement, if you have one. If you don't, the center of the building, an interior room, a hallway, a stairwell, as low as you can get, away from the windows and the outside walls. You're trying to put mass between your body and that dust. Every wall, every floor, every foot of concrete is soaking up radiation that would otherwise reach you. Picture it like this. You're in the middle of the house, sitting on the floor of an inner hallway, a mattress dragged over you, the radio on. It feels too simple to be survival. It is survival. And now comes the hardest part of all, decision 4, and it's the one I promised you. You have to stay there for the first 24 hours. This is the instinct that kills people, so listen closely. After a blast, every cell in your body is going to scream at you to go, to run outside and find your kids, to drive to your partner across town, to go check on your mother. It is the most human urge there is. And in those first hours, acting on it can be a death sentence, because the moment you step outside into peak fallout, you are walking into the most radioactive that air and ground will ever be. Here's the part that makes staying put bearable, and it's the most hopeful fact in this entire video. Fallout radiation fades fast, astonishingly fast. The official guidance used by emergency planners follows what's called the 7-10 rule, and the upshot is this. For every 7-fold increase in time, the radiation level drops to 1/10 of what it was. In plain terms, fallout gives off more than 80% of its total energy in just the first day. The air that would kill you in the first hour is dramatically safer a day later. So when you stay inside for 24 hours, you are not just hiding. You are waiting out the single most dangerous window there will ever be and letting the invisible threat burn itself down while you sit, protected, doing nothing. Sometimes doing nothing, in the right place, is the bravest thing a person can do. Which brings us to decision 5, the one that connects you back to the world. Stay tuned. A nuclear detonation creates a pulse that can knock out a lot of electronics, and the cell network may be down or jammed. But a simple battery-powered or hand-crank radio will still work. That radio is your lifeline. It's how the authorities will tell you which areas got the worst of the fallout, when it's safe to come out, and where to go for help. So you keep it on, low, and you listen, and you wait for real information instead of guessing. Your phone might be dead. The radio won't be. So let's put the whole day together, because I want you to be able to remember it without me. The first 24 hours of a nuclear attack come down to 5 calm decisions. Get inside, fast, into a real building, not a car. Get the dust off, outer clothes first, then wash without conditioner. Go to the middle, the basement or the deepest interior you have. Stay there for 24 hours, no matter what your heart is telling you. And stay tuned to a radio for the word that it's safe. Get inside, stay tuned, with the dust off and the radio on. Now here's the counterintuitive truth underneath all of it. The thing I really want you to walk away with. We imagine surviving a nuclear attack as something cinematic. A bunker, a gas mask, some heroic dash through the rubble. But the real thing is almost the opposite. It's quiet. It's patient. It's an ordinary person sitting in the middle of an ordinary house, choosing to wait when every instinct says run. The bomb is the loud part. What saves you is the quiet part. The discipline to get behind a wall and stay there while the danger fades on its own. And that's the same skill that saves you in almost every disaster, isn't it? Not strength, not speed. The ability to stay calm enough to do the simple, unglamorous, correct thing while everyone around you is panicking. You build that calm now, in a peaceful moment like this one, by knowing the plan before you ever need it. That's what we just did. The flash is over. The windows are broken. The world outside has changed in a way you can barely take in. But you're inside, behind the walls. The dust is off. The radio is on, and you understand the one thing most people never learn. That surviving the first 24 hours was never about the bomb. It was about the quiet, patient choices you made in the hours after it. That's not fear. That's readiness. And readiness is something you can build long before the sky ever lights up. One honest note before you go. This is general preparedness information to help you think clearly, not official or professional emergency advice. In a real radiation emergency, the people to listen to are your local authorities and the official guidance from FEMA, ready.gov, and the CDC. They will always have the latest, most specific information for where you are. If this gave you a little more calm than you had 10 minutes ago, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe to Linklings, and we'll keep turning the scariest what-ifs into simple plans you can actually remember. Take care of each other.